So I help with our service desk. I do the billing for our group and just make sure operationally we are efficient in every way possible. We service a lot of different types of clients. So there were several misalignments that were happening in our organization that made us realize that we needed to implement some sort of framework and operating system to run by. I think the pivotal moment that made us realize we had to do this sooner rather than later was when COVID hit, our entire workforce went remote. And those misalignments, whether it be lack of accountability, lack of communication, were highlighted when we went remote. That was the tipping point that made us realize that we could not keep running like this. What we found was we were operating in silos as a leadership team, and we were being very inefficient in how we led. If you ask anybody from our organization what our core values or mission statement was, I think that you would get a different answer from each person. So the operational framework that we chose to implement is EOS. There are several different frameworks, but we chose that, just the data-driven, the KPIs, the cadence of our leadership meetings. So we just chose that one, but there are several options for operational systems to run by. Once we implemented the operational framework, we had a trust and cohesiveness in our leadership team that was not there before. The second shift we noticed in a positive way was we had data and we were tracking KPIs that we had not before. And so there's the accountability there. Each department went over those KPIs every week to make sure that we were on the right track. So we were not having to firefight. We could proactively fix things before they became a major problem. As part of the implementation process, we also created an accountability chart, which separated the roles from the people. And each role has someone that owns that. So we had that accountability now that we did not before. If you're an MSP that's feeling stuck in the weeds, or that you're working in the business instead of on the business, I actually heard a quote recently that said, if you don't have a reason to look up, then you're just looking around. So my advice would be to start with the end in mind and back engineer it from there. A lot of MSPs have a hope strategy where I hope that I'll be at $50 million, or I hope that we'll have a great culture. But unless you have that framework to operate your business from, then you're just hoping. And hope is not a strategy.